Welcome, fellow Stardust. Are you ready for a scare? I see you've come back for more. If you're new here, buckle up, and thank you all for joining me today. My name is Jeray, aka Rainbow Fright, lover of all things dark, creepy, and weird. And in today's video, we'll be taking a closer look at the role of art and creation in Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
From Adam's miniature model to Lydia's photography, these artistic expressions serve as a means of coping, control, and connection for these characters, and reflect broader themes of creativity, memory, and legacy. Today, we'll dive into the artistic expressions of Delia, Lydia, Adam, and Otho. For a deep dive into the artistic expressions of Charles, Beetlejuice, and Juno, visit my Patreon site and become a patron for access to that video, as well as other extra content. Now, let's begin with Delia Dietz, Lydia Dietz's stepmother. Delia is a character defined by her relentless pursuit of artistic success, often to the detriment of those around her. As a sculptor, her style is avant-garde, unconventional, and misunderstood by nearly everyone in her life. The filmmakers clearly portrayed Delia's art with a satirical edge, suggesting that they were not fans of this particular artistic style. Her sculptures are bold, abstract, and often leave those who encounter them bewildered, unsure of what they're looking at or which way is up. Delia's determination to succeed as a modern artist drives her to become a social climber, constantly seeking validation from those in the art world. However, it's evident that she's not taken seriously, as most people react to her work with confusion or forced politeness. This lack of appreciation frustrates Delia, and throughout the film, she struggles to find the recognition she craves. One of Delia's most striking characteristics is her inability to appreciate humor, especially when it comes to her art. Whenever someone laughs at her work, Delia stops in her tracks, as if personally wounded. She then quickly looks around to confirm that something funny indeed happened, and only then does she join in with a forced chuckle. This pattern highlights her deep insecurity and fear of not being taken seriously, the only thing that truly terrifies her. Delia's selfishness and lack of empathy are most evident in her dealings with the ghosts, the Maitlands. She's utterly unsympathetic towards the dead, seeing them only as a means to further her career. When Otho conducts a seance to summon the Maitlands, Delia is more than willing to turn her home into a haunted house if it will garner her the attention and acclaim she desires. She even laughs at the notion that the Maitlands might have committed suicide, demonstrating her callousness and obsession with her own success. Despite her flaws, Delia is praised by some for her fearlessness and unique persona. Her only real fear is that her art won't be taken seriously, which drives most of her behavior throughout the film. Ironically, Delia is eventually captured and trapped by her own artwork during the chaotic climax of the movie, a metaphor for how her art has metaphorically imprisoned her throughout her life. This moment symbolizes the way Delia's relentless pursuit of artistic success has kept her isolated and disconnected from those around her. Her obsession with her work and her disregard for others' thoughts and feelings have created a personal prison where she is trapped by her own ambitions and desires. Delia Dietz's legacy is one of transformation and resilience, evolving from a self-centered social climber to a more empathetic and humorous individual by the film's end. Her journey reflects the possibility of change, showing that even the most narcissistic of characters can grow to consider others and find deeper meaning in their passions. Lydia Dietz is the heart and soul of Beetlejuice, a character whose dark introspective nature is perfectly channeled through her love for photography. In a world where she feels largely invisible, her camera becomes a powerful tool, a way to capture and control her own narrative. Through photography, Lydia creates a world that reflects her unique perspective, free from the judgment of the adults who often dismiss her. It's her her means of showing the world through her own lens, quite literally. For Lydia, photography isn't just about documenting moments. It's about preserving the past. In a life filled with uncertainty and the ever-present shadow of the unknown, her photographs become tangible memories, snapshots of a reality that she can hold on to. These images are not just for her. They are pieces of her life that will outlast her, a legacy that captures moments no one else can experience. They allow her to keep the good things close even when life seems bleak, despite her goth exterior and self-proclaimed strangeness.
I myself am strange and unusual.
Lydia is remarkably self-aware for a 16-year-old. She embraces her uniqueness, finding strength in her individuality rather than seeing it as a flaw. This aspect of her character is empowering, particularly for young girls who might also feel out of place in a world that demands conformity. Lydia's photography is an extension of this outlook, a way to express her identity without needing anyone else's validation. But Lydia's creativity doesn't end with photography. She's also a poet, using words to give voice to her deepest emotions and fears. Her poetry is another outlet for her to explore the macabre, the paranormal, and the things that fascinate her but might not be accepted in her everyday life. Through poetry, Lydia confronts her own fears and learns to navigate them on her terms, solidifying her as a strong, independent character who relies on no one but herself for salvation. Lydia's empathetic nature and her desire to help those who are struggling are rooted in her mediator personality type. This personality manifests in her creative pursuits, her deep understanding of the world around her, and her unwavering idealism. Lydia's legacy is not just about the art she creates, but the message she leaves behind. Stay true to yourself and fight for what you believe in, even when the world doesn't understand. Her story is a reminder that individuality is a strength, and that embracing who you are, strange and unusual as it may be, is the key to living a meaningful and impactful life. Now let's move on to Adam Maitland. Adam's artistry is rooted in his love for the small, detailed world he meticulously crafts, a scale model of his hometown, Winter, Connecticut. This model, featured prominently in the opening credits, blurs the line between reality and miniature, showcasing Adam's dedication and passion for his craft. Every inch of the model is carefully constructed, reflecting his deep connection to the town and his quiet, unassuming nature. Adam is the quintessential nice guy, amiable, easygoing, and eager to see everyone get along. However, this amiability makes him somewhat forgettable in the grander scheme of things. He doesn't seek the spotlight and often fades into the background, allowing his art to speak for him. The model he builds is a perfect representation of his personality: clean, pristine, focused, and charming. These are qualities Adam possesses, but they're easy to overlook because of his unassuming presence. One of the most touching aspects of Adam's art is the way it brings him closer to his wife, Barbara. Their relationship is built on mutual love and support, and Adam's model serves as a symbol of that bond. Early in the film, Adam's simple request for Barbara to accompany him to the hardware store underscores how inseparable they are. He doesn't want to be away from her even for a short errand. Barbara, in turn, appreciates his artistry and encourages him in his passion project, highlighting the deep connection they share. Adam's legacy is a gentle reminder to appreciate the things and people you love and to share that appreciation with others. His kindness and quiet dedication to his craft show that even the most modest and unassuming people have something special to offer. Adam may not be the most memorable character at first glance, but his warmth, humility, and love for his art leave a lasting impression that resonates long after the movie ends. His legacy teaches us the value of kindness and the importance of nurturing what we're passionate about, no matter how small or unnoticed it may seem to others. Then we have Otho, the interior designer of the Dietz home and a close friend of Delia, whose passion for making interior spaces beautiful contrasts sharply with the ugliness he harbors within. His work in the Dietz home reflects his dark postmodern style, a look that can be described as both bold and tacky. Despite his confidence, Otho's designs often fall short of the sophistication he believes they possess, revealing more about his pretentiousness than his actual talent. Otho's ambition, much like Delia's, is driven by a desire to climb the social ladder and gain recognition for his creative abilities. However, where Delia's art is avant-garde, Otho's style is more gaudy and self-important. He's a snob through and through, believing himself to be a success in the world of interior design. Yet his delusions of grandeur are transparent to everyone around him, except himself. He clings to the idea that he's a forward-thinking artist, but in reality, his work and persona come off as insincere. One of the most defining moments for Otho occurs during the infamous seance scene. At Delia's behest, Otho performs what he thinks is a harmless seance on the ghosts of Barbara and Adam. However, it quickly turns into an exorcism, causing the Maitlands to rot and decay before the eyes of the horrified onlookers. Otho's supposed paranormal expertise proves to be nothing but a facade, as he is powerless to stop the destruction he has inadvertently unleashed. Instead of stepping in to help, Otho reveals his true cowardice, abandoning the Maitlands and fleeing in terror when Beetlejuice makes his dramatic entrance. Otho's character is further defined by his fashion sense, which, while more successful than his interior design, still carries the same air of arrogance. He dresses to impress, but like his work, his style is more about surface-level appearances than genuine substance. Unfortunately, the legacy that Otho leaves behind is one of arrogance and gaudiness. His art and design are ultimately shallow, lacking the depth and sincerity that true artistry requires. Otho's story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of being consumed by vanity and the pursuit of superficial success. In the end, his contributions are remembered not for their creativity, but for their hollow pretentiousness and the chaos he inadvertently caused. With this deep dive into the role of art and creation in Beetlejuice, we've explored the unique expressions of Delia, Lydia, Adam, and Otho and how their artistic pursuits reflect their personalities and desires. Each character leaves behind a legacy, whether it's one of growth, resilience, or caution. Well, thank you again for joining me today, fellow Stardust. I appreciate you being here with me. If you enjoyed this video, hop on the Rainbow Fright freight train and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you want even more content, visit my Patreon site and become a patron. That way you'll have access to extra content as well as a monthly movie night in my Discord server. I hope I see you next time. Peace.